Alright, so I got a bunch of parts in. I got the shift kit, or the reprogramming kit for the Turbo 400 from Transco. That came in. I got my spring compressor so I can put the front subframe back together on the other Camaro. It's probably windy. You're probably hearing a bunch of wind in my dang audio right now anyways, but I got my little fluid reservoir for the clutch master cylinder, the little remote mount one that I got. Yeah, I got my little Heim joint in that I'm going to use on the push rod for the hydraulic master cylinder to the pedal. And I decided I'm going to tear into this guy, so I started getting ready to take the radiator out. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in my other camshaft and lifters and stuff on this one, just to kind of see if that wakes it up or how it wakes it up or whatever, because honestly I'm thinking maybe the quickest thing for race week would be reprogram the Turbo 400, take that motor there, and then shove the Turbo 400 and that 5.3 with the Tick Polluter 3 camshaft in it in this. In order to do that, I've already shortened a oil pan. Years ago I cut it down and shortened it, so I have to shorten the pickup tube to match the pan, but then I can finish throwing that together. I did the modification to increase the oil pressure on the oil pump and all that on that motor, and the Tick Performance camshaft is in there. I do have to do the other cylinder heads that I got to finish porting and polishing, and put the 650 or 660 lift double valve springs on them. I mean, I guess I could just throw the valve springs on those heads and run them that way, but then just take my Terminator X system and throw it in this car real quick, and then just run race week that way with this one, you know, because I think that motor is going to probably be somewhere around 500 horse naturally aspirated if I get the ported and polished heads on it. So, you know, Turbo 400 with the TCI Saturday night special for a Turbo 350, give me, you know, 2800 stall. Reprogram the Turbo 400 and bam. So, but before I pull this 400 out of here, I figure I want to try and, oh, here comes some rain. I want to try and go ahead and put the 400 or the new camshaft in it and see how that performs. Dang, rain. So anyhow, that's kind of the objective right there. At this point, I don't know how much it's going to rain. Looks like a brief rain, and then it's like a pass through and gone. So I don't know, if it rains too much, I'll just head to the hangar and I'll do this, compress the springs and set up the front subframe for this other Camaro over here, because I'm about ready to stuff the engine in that Camaro, but I do have to do the front subframe, drop that off, put the other one on. So if that's the case, you know, I'll do something. I'll figure something out. I just got to keep working, but honestly it's kind of warm today, so the rain kind of feels good. So anyways, but yeah, there's the tire from the burnout. It is completely gone. Completely gone. Oh, yeah. So that was a fun burnout. I think tomorrow, I think today's Sunday, so tomorrow I should get my tires and my drag radial slick things. I think they're bias ply, so I think I'm gonna be getting those from Summit tomorrow. So, and then something else, I think, maybe, I don't remember. I think I got the transmission shift kit and the tires at the same time, but maybe the tires are drop shipping straight from the manufacturer, so we'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna try and get this radiator yanked out of here real quick, because I think because somebody removed the AC from the car already, you know, I think without the radiator in there, I'll have enough room to take all the stuff off the front and then stab a new camshaft in there. So, and taking this intake off is pretty stinking easy. So I'll do that, and then I want to see how the new camshaft acts in the motor, and then if I don't like that, I'm going to go ahead and well, if I like the way it acts, then I'll go ahead and slap the Firetech EFI on it. And if I don't like the way it acts, I'll get the fuel system set up to run the LS. So, anyways, here we go. Alright, I got the camshaft out. So it looks like it's in pretty good shape. All the lobes, all the bearing surfaces. Looks like it's pretty good. You know, it doesn't... looks like it's fairly new. In my opinion, it looks like it's fairly new. So, yeah, that's gonna roll right off of there. Alright, so one thing I did notice about the motor though is that it has screw-in rocker studs and pushrod guide plates, and it also has dual valve springs in it. So yeah, I don't know, that's kind of odd, I think. And it's got the dual valve springs in it, so I don't know. It might be because the springs that I got for it are single springs with dampers, so maybe I didn't get the right thing. I don't know. I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe I'll just stab in the new cam and then I'll roll it over and see if the valves hit the pistons or something, you know. I don't know. Hard to say, I guess. So Out with the new camshaft. Woohoo! Alright. So I will be getting ready to put this in. So here is the new camshaft. Brand spanking new. Alright, so brand new. Wonder what it looks like in comparison to this old one. As far as like lift on the lobes and stuff. Let me set the camera down and then bring the two camshafts over, I guess. Woo! Yay! Okay. Looks like they're pretty close. Honestly. Maybe a little more lift, a little more duration. I don't know. I'm gonna put the new camshaft in and see how it goes. But I'm gonna be honest. If I'm still not impressed by the performance, I'm gonna sell the 400 and the turbo 350 transmission that's in this dang thing as one unit, and I'm just gonna LS swap it. So I'm gonna stab in the new camshaft here. Gonna stab this one in. But if I'm not happy with the performance, I'm selling the dang Pontiac motor. Yeah, I won't be keeping it if that's the case. If I don't like the performance, I ain't gonna keep it. I'm gonna, you know what? I mean, cool is cool, but you know what? It ain't cool if you ain't got no power to keep up with nobody, and you get shamed by every little Honda on the road, right? I mean, come on, it's a V8, but they got Hondas making way, you know, two, 3 times the power that this thing makes. So they just don't have the torque that this thing has until they're like, you know, 8,000-9,000 RPM or whatever. But you know what? I'm gonna put the cam in there. If I'm not happy with it, if I don't like the performance, if I'm not impressed, is getting the LS motor, and this one's getting sold. So we'll see how it goes, I guess. Time to stab that cam. So I got the lifter soaking in oil right now. Yeah, I mean they're soaking up oil, but because I'm using a high zinc, I'm using the Valvoline VR1 2050 because it's got the high zinc, and a flat tap cam needs high zinc motor oil, otherwise you'll ruin the cam and lifters in a matter of no time. So figure, what the hell, since I'm gonna break it in and all that stuff on the camshaft and whatnot, I've got the high zinc oil that I'm gonna put in this motor. But so I'm soaking those in the high zinc oil, and then because it's taking so long, because it's such a thick oil, I think I'm gonna let them soak overnight, because it looks like the rain's pretty much done. So I'm just gonna kind of set the hood down, and I'm gonna call this one a pause until tomorrow. So man, I'm dry. I need some water. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut this one down for tonight, because it's low light. I think I'm gonna grab my spring compressors and run down to the hangar, try and get that front subframe actually buttoned up, put together, so that I can bring it back here tomorrow. I should get this wrapped up, should get this fired back up, and I'm gonna see if I like the new camshaft or not. I may have to put air to the cylinders and change the valve springs, but these are dual valve springs, so I'm not really sure, because I got to do some more research, because those are screw-in rocker studs and they've got guide plates for the push rods and stuff. So I don't know, and it didn't look like there was much difference between the cam that I just stabbed in there and the one that I pulled out. So I don't know, we'll see. I think I might roll it over and see how the by hand, and see how the springs do. If they compress and it looks like they're going into coil bind, then I think I'll change out the valve springs. But I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. These valve springs look like they got shims under them, so they were obviously, somebody's done some work on this motor, I do believe, because there's a double roller timing chain with 3 keyway main sprocket for the crankshaft. So I think somebody's done work on this motor before, so it wouldn't surprise me if they upgraded the valve springs, put a higher lift camshaft in it and all that stuff. Just maybe they didn't have the duration that I'm going with, or I don't know. I really don't know until I get it started and going or whatever, but we'll see. It's the first time I've ever done anything with a Pontiac, really. So I'm learning as I go. But I'm going to jump on this one tomorrow. I'm going to jump on the subframe for the Camaro tonight, and then maybe tomorrow I can get this one going. I can get that subframe dropped out of that Camaro up over there on the hill, and get the engine and transmission set in the subframe, actually bolted together with the clutch and all that stuff, and rolled back under the car and bolted to the car, and then that one should be really close to running, and we'll see. But like I said, if I don't like this motor, if I don't like how it runs after I change that camshaft, I'm just going to pull this motor and transmission, and I'm just going to sell it as a running 400 with a turbo 350 combo, ship it right out the door, because let somebody use it for their Pontiac Trans Am that they won a 400 in. And this being an original 301 car, I really don't care. If it was originally a 400 car, this was a numbers matching 400 for the car, I might feel differently, but I don't really. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. If I don't like it, I'm ripping it out and I'm selling it. Plain and simple. So Trans Am, hopefully it'll be running tomorrow again with the new camshaft in it. Just in case I take it to Race Week 2.0, I'm only going to put water in it because you aren't allowed to have antifreeze at the track. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll probably flush it as I'm putting it together, and then get all the antifreeze out of it, and then just fill it with water. And I might go get some water wetter to put in there with it. So then as I do that, then I'll do the oil change on it, because it hasn't had an oil change since I don't know when, just because it hasn't gotten driven that much. And so I'll change the oil. Everything looks pretty good inside the motor. Change the oil, put the new VR1 racing oil in it. This one should be good to go. If I like the way it is, then I'll just go ahead and finish putting the inline fuel pump setup, and then put the Firetech on it, and then have a decent running car that way. So that's tomorrow. Like, subscribe, share, ring the bell so you get notifications when I get new videos up. Trying to be really consistent for everybody who enjoys watching what I'm doing. So if there's anything you'd like to see, or anything you got questions about, just ask. You know, comment if you like what I'm doing or no. I thought I'd change it up a little with some different cars here, even though they're all F-bodies for now. Anyways, so I appreciate all those who are subscribing and following and commenting on what's going on. I'm thinking about maybe having a giveaway, even though I'm so small. I know I've got a bunch of old car models, and I was thinking about scooping them up out of my storage, because I'm never going to use them, and maybe buying some model paints and some glue, so it's basically a whole kit, so you can just do it. Don't have to go out and buy anything, and get a model kit. And I was thinking maybe for every 100 subscribers that I get up to 1,000, you know, every time I hit 100, 200, 300, 400, I'll just give one set away to a random comment on any one of my videos. So that would mean if you want to be in there, you've got to comment, basically like, subscribe, comment on every video I've put out there, and it increases your chances of winning. So I think I might try and get down to my storage and dig those out. I've got probably 24 models, so there'll be quite a few. And so just kind of let me, you know, comment below, tell me what you think about a model giveaway contest for every 100 subscribers that I get, and we'll get on that. So have a good night. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, share it with your friends, and enjoy.